Hello everybody and welcome back to the Builders Academy. This series has been so fun. Class is in session once again, another week in a row, coming back, and this time we're doing roofs. Roofs are what we are going to be focusing on today, making your roofs go from a little triangle to something a lot more complicated and nice looking. So stick around guys, get your blocks ready and practice along with me, and the lesson is about to begin. Let's jump straight into it. Well, hello everybody and welcome. Here we are. Today we're talking about roofs, and Minecraft roofs are sometimes complicated, but when explained correctly and you learn it and practice it, actually a lot simpler than you think. Roofs are actually the reason that I got into Minecraft building. I got the hang of them, and that is where I started fixing my builds and practicing making my builds even better. So that's really where my journey begun, and I cannot wait to try and show this to you guys so you can begin becoming an amazing builder. So let's start right here, folks. What we're about to do, guys, is we are about to give an example. I'm going to show you what building a roof is like. I'm going to show you the steps, including making an outline, filling in the roof, adding windows, chimneys, and towers. So it's going to be somewhat of a strange time right now, but stick through it, and in the end I promise we're going to show a lot of examples and build along with me. You don't have to build the exact style, but build the steps with me. The first thing we're going to start with is the outline. We've made it this far. We've talked about adding depth and planning out your build and getting inspiration. We also talked about windows. We added windows last week and stuff. So next thing, you're going to have a foundation, you're going to have the inspiration, everything ready. You just need to know how to do the roof, how to get it to look how you want. So we're going to start right here, guys, with my little foundation I built up. Now, let's talk about something very simple. This is the most common type of roof that I see people doing right here. If you just do this all the way up, back and forth, all the way up till they touch, this is the most simple form of roof. And in some cases, such as the lake house that I just posted a tutorial about, that actually works. And for suburban houses and whatnot, it looks great. But it's very simple. There's much better things you could do. For example, this is a medieval style house. Obviously my favorite style. We're going to make this look like somewhat of a medieval house. So what we're going to do is we want the house to start at a normal slope, and then we want it to get pointier as we go up. So we want this to go in and then point up really quick, kind of like the Eiffel Tower, if that makes any sense. So this is what we're going to do. Simple trick. Instead of doing this all the way up, let's try this. Let's flip it around and a block on top of that, and then the stair. Okay, so now it's going to be going up at a steeper angle. Say that's not even steep enough for us because we can kind of tell where it's going to end up. Say we want it even steeper. Well, this time when we bring it around, let's put 2 blocks on top and then the stair, and now we can kind of see the shape that we're going for here, the slope that gradually gets much steeper as we go up. And now we can continue the same 2-block pattern all the way to the top, and there we go. We have the steepness and the nice looking roof that we want on this house. But how are you going to top off the house? This is a difficult part that sometimes I don't know what to do with. But for you guys, this is the best explanation I've come up with. Think about how you want it to look. Simple fix to this is putting a stair there and a stair there. Easy fix, makes it look nice. Could make this more complicated though. You could go block, stair here, and anything off of this. Let's grab a slab maybe. Could be something like that. This is the thing, guys. This explanation is leading somewhere. Trust me. What we do next, this is just an example of a roof. Once you have a general outline, this is the first step to approaching a roof. Find your general outline and your shape that you want it to make. The next thing you want to do is get an outline around the outside. So bring it this bottom stair or block, whatever it is, most of the time it's a stair, all the way across. Bring it straight all the way across through all of your stuff so that you have an outline on your roof, because the stuff that is in the middle might be a different color. So you want this stuff right here, these stairs, to stay the same, and you want to have somewhat of an outline going across. And the next thing you have to do is bring this outline that you have here onto the other side as well. Okay, and with the outline of the roof done, this is what you need to do next. You need to figure out how you're going to fill in the middle. So there's other ways to do this than just filling it in with the same color of stairs and blocks. For example, let's pick some colored blocks, some normal blocks to do this with, and I'm going to go with terracotta because terracotta is my best friend. I love terracotta, and there's so many complementary colors you can use for roofs. Light blue and blue, pink and red, for example. lime and green. These are my two favorites. Also, gray and brown. There is so many you can use to combine each other, and you can combine that with other ones, such as the crimson and warped woods, even the acacia woods. So nice. But this is what we're going to do. Filling in a roof using colored blocks. This is the next step. What you're going to do, this is what I do. I do not put the block on these stairs. So I go to the upside down stairs and the blocks only. If that makes sense, upside down, full blocks. But skip these stairs facing out, because if we do that, it's going to overlap and look kind of strange. I know some people do use this block. You can if you want to. My personal preference is I do not. But I'm going to take this, and because I have world edit, I'm going to use it because it makes things a lot faster. And now I have a filled in roof, but I don't have the texture. So I'm going to go through and add in little bits of texture using this other colored block to give it a highlight. And I want to try and make this more like veins instead of polka dots. See how this is too polka dotty? It's got to be like veins of color, if that makes sense. Kind of like just streaks of it going through the roof in different areas. To continue with today's lesson, the next thing we are going to do is talk about adding windows and chimneys and such to your roof. We're also going to talk about adding towers to your roof. And then, as long as you stick around all the way to the end, I'm going to be giving out my absolute top best roof designs. There's a lot of them behind me. Yeah, there's a lot going on behind me, but I'm not showing it all right now. If you stick around to the end, I'll show you, and I'll show you a very complicated trick you can do on the top of your roof that makes it look even nicer. But for now, let's get into this. So first thing that I want to talk about is windows. When you want to add windows to your roof, so grab some of your stuff that was your highlight color that you used for the windows at the bottom area, and go ahead and grab that and grab a slab maybe. This is my favorite way to add a window. So I'm gonna just pop out a couple of blocks, maybe right here and right here. Then we're obviously gonna do the same thing on the other side once we're done. If you want to be symmetrical, some people don't like being symmetrical. We're going to add some stairs in like this. Super simple. That is a window. Done. But you want to make it look a little nicer. Perfect. And now we have to add in the actual glass. We're going to pop out this stuff. And we're going to put in the glass. And I think that's great. And it matches the stuff at the bottom as well. You also could do bigger windows. Now, I'm not going to worry about how this looks. We're just going to mess it up a little bit. So let's add in a bigger window. Let's go like this, for example, out to here. And then let's even grab the diorite stuff, which I have on me already, and let's make a second roof for it here. So if we go ahead and put this out, say right here, and then we put some blocks up maybe, and we go the same, similar to the same shape as what we have for the actual roof. And this unfortunately is ending as an even number, which is okay. It's just gonna look a little strange, but then we can fill this in with this stuff right here and make it look like it is seriously part of the roof, which is very cool. And we can just pop in our color here as well. And there you go. Bigger window integrated into the build, but obviously not complete. You're gonna have to break this stuff out. Something like that works perfectly fine. And you have a cool sticking out piece from your roof. Now, these are two window designs, a smaller one and a bigger one. And I thought hopefully that helps. Now we're going to move on to adding a chimney. Moving on to the chimney, we're going to grab a few things. What you're going to need some trapdoors. You're also going to need campfire. If you want to add smoke to your chimney, obviously you're going to need some walls, and we're going to make this one out of diorite. Some people might not like that, but it is what it is. I don't mind diorite. What you're going to do, basically, this is my strategy for adding chimneys. I break out some random blocks just like this, pop them in there, bring them up like this, and kind of add just a little bit of a chimney design, nothing too crazy, and bring it up to a little bit past the roof height, just like that. Then I might grab some stairs, add them in right here, or right here or something, add some walls sticking into this, make it look pretty complicated, but nothing too crazy. Something like that is perfectly fine. What you're going to do at the very top is put some walls down. This is such a classic trick, and put the campfires on top of the walls, and to finish it off, you're going to put these trapdoors around the campfire. I'm sure if you've watched me, you've seen me do this a million times. One last trick you could do to this to make it even better is put a wall on top of the campfire as well. And that kind of gives a little bit of a different effect to it. But I think that looks great. And that's how to make chimneys in your roofs and add even more detail. Now, adding towers can be sometimes intimidating and complicated, but you have to just look at it as making a normal tower. Normally in a house, I will go with a 3x3. So let's go 3 right here. the next thing you want to do is find where your next 3 are going to go. And then the other 3, if we bring it up, aren't going to come out until up here. So this is going to be where we actually see our 3x3. So just work it into the roof. See how it looks like it's a part of the roof, and we're definitely going to fix it up so it doesn't look like a huge chunk of wood right here, obviously. Well, you could do that. Maybe integrate some stairs at the bottom of it. Put some walls underneath those, possibly. This is just off the top of my head. Put some windows in, maybe. And once you have the base for your tower, yep, that's a perfect height. You're going to want to add a roof. And roofs to towers are sometimes a little bit complicated. The way I have been doing it lately is pretty simple. This is what I like to do. Add in a little bit of an outline here, just like this. And then off of this, I like to add some slabs, just like this, like that. And not these ones behind, but just the ones that come out the front. You can break them behind, obviously, if you're in survival, to save some materials. There we go. I like to do this, and then sometimes I'll even push it out one more. But I always use the same colors as my roof colors because then it matches very nice. So let's go ahead and bring this up right here. And I like to point it as well. So it's our roof here starts out very gradual and then gets sharp quick. So we're going to do the same exact thing for the tower. So nice and gradual. We're going to bring it in one more. And now we want it to go up sharper. So we're going to bring it up an extra block. And then we're going to bring this one up an extra 2 blocks so that it gets up really sharp, really quick. And then even when you look at it, you can see, okay, I need to add blocks in right here. Something like this. And then the tower gets topped off by, let's just say, a wall, and let's put a fence on it as well. And there we go, a tower added into the roof completely. Obviously, you're going to have to fix up the wood beams sticking out here. You're going to add some windows, some other things to it, but this tower is done. I showed you how to make the frame for your roof, how to fill it in using texture and color, 2 different variations of windows, how to add a chimney, and how to put a tower into your roof. So it's time, guys. Let's go look at some of the examples. So I'm not going to take too long going through these, but starting off with the most simple, nice suburban little house, the normal roof right there. Moving along, we also have right here, let me clear my inventory. We also have this 1 block in between. We call this an A-frame. So what this is this, but on all of these stairs that are upside down, we have a block and then the stairs, similar to what we did with that build, but with more of a discrete pattern, just like this. And moving on, what we're going to do here is the same as the A-frame, but once we get to the top, you stop using the blocks, and on the very last one, you just use the stairs and go straight across. It creates a little bit of a more rounded top as opposed to the nice point on the A-frame. This is a very interesting look that I use for log cabins and things like that. Right here, an even more interesting roof. It's more of a rounded circular roof. Kind of strange, but it works really well. A nice, interesting design. Also over here, we have this slanted design, just a nice one to run into the side of a house. Say you have an A-frame normal house, you can put this stuck right up against the A-frame to run straight into the side of the house. Add some extra detail into your build. And finally, the double A-frame. These are just some of my best examples, guys, some of my most commonly used ones. The double A-frame, you just connect 2 of them together. And over here, guys, I have an example of the double A-frame being used, and obviously this is just a template. What would you do next? Hopefully, from what you've learned, you know you would add in texture, add a chimney, add some windows, maybe even a tower in the middle, and that will have your roof looking great, guys. So here's another example. Right here, again, another example. Now we're getting into the complicated stuff. I have one more example after this. These are 2 tips that are going to help your roof so much. See, this one has 3 different colors in it, but what I'm showing you is this slant in the top of the roof. What I did was just bring it down slowly, and what you could even do is bring it down all the way. Say you want to bring it down, you break it out there, you bring this one down, you add in the blocks below it, something like, if I can get under here, something like this, and it gives a slant all the way down the whole roof, and it makes it look so cool. So you guys could integrate that. And here is just another example of a roof design with a piece sticking out. So this slanted thing is the first complicated tip I want to give you. And moving on, guys, to the most complicated roof of the day. Here is the nicest roof I've made in a long time for just a normal house. At least I don't build these too often, but guys, what we got going on here is both the example of the slanted roof all the way across, and you can see I continued it down the whole thing. All of these are slanted down. I also added in these stripes with the stairs and the spruce trap doors. But the most complicated thing here is the way the roof juts out. See, a really cool thing that some builders do when they make a roof is it doesn't just go straight up like that normally. Would just go straight up. See how it's just flat on this side? Well, this one goes out as it goes up, so it goes out this way, which I think looks so cool, and I'm not very good at doing it. Some people are better than me at doing this. I've never really tried too much to get into this, but I think it looks so cool. It adds so much detail to your build. Just look how complicated and nice this roof looks. So guys, let's jump back into the classroom for the outro and the announcement of next week's Builders Academy topic. Well, thank you guys for watching all the way through. If you've made it this far, please comment below that you've made it to the end of the video, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. I love making these videos. But next week, guys, we are going to be talking about landscaping. We're going to be talking about trees, bushes, waterfalls, rivers, rocks, all sorts of stuff like that, mountains, everything landscaping, guys. So stick around for next week's video. That should be fun, and subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you during next week's lesson.